Robert Vamosi, senior analyst at Makana Corporation and the author of When Gadgets Betray Us, security expert. Robert, we got to live with these things, like it or not. We've all got iPhones and iPads and all the rest of it. What advice would you give to our viewers about making sure that gadgets don't betray us? What are the core security issues that we all have to face up to in the digital age?
Well, I think we're very quick to rip open the box and power up the device and start using it. We no longer look at the manual, if there is one. And if there's a wizard that walks us through various settings, we're saying accept, accept, and just blowing right through it because we want to play Angry Birds or get on to whatever fun thing lies ahead. I would say stop and really think about it when it says, I want to connect to the internet and share all your secrets with everybody I've ever met. No. Don't do that. Stop and
so
really
don't
look
go
at the
on
questions.
Facebook?
I'm not saying that, and Facebook is more of an internet aspect. I'm focusing more on gadgets. I'm saying when you get a gadget like a new TV, a digital TV, go through the configuration settings, and if there's an opportunity to turn off things, for example Bluetooth, you probably don't need that, but it may be enabled. Go ahead and turn some of these things off so that you lower the threat landscape for yourself.
I just bought this iPad 2, and I did exactly what you said I shouldn't do. I ripped open the box. I was so excited. I switched on the thing. I have no idea even if it came with instructions. What should I have done? Because I just switched the thing on.
Well, I would look at the settings. There must be a settings utility in there and a place for you to configure it. In addition to changing the background colors and the font and all of that, you should look to see how it's connecting to the internet. And if it's connected via cellular network, that's safer than a Wi-Fi, a public Wi-Fi network, which is open and exposed. We know that our laptops, when we go and sit in a Wi-Fi cafe, we shouldn't be doing banking and stuff on a public Wi-Fi. We don't think about it when it's a gadget. Somehow we think because it's our phone, it's not going to be doing some of the same things. But a lot of the phones today have Wi-Fi. So maybe you want to turn that off, or maybe not accept every public network that comes your way. And then you want to turn off, as I mentioned, Bluetooth and some of the other connecting technologies which you may not use or need to use.
What about tethering? Is that a particularly dangerous area?
Well, because you're probably going through the cellular network to tether. And so I, again, would say the cellular network is going to be safer than a Wi-Fi network.
You're on TechCrunch, so you need to be a little controversial here. We all have, I've got an iPhone, I've got a tablet, an iPad, and I've got a computer, a personal computer. What is more likely to betray me when it comes to these gadgets? Are smartphones more dangerous than the new tablets? Are PCs the most dangerous thing of all?
I think those are being watched, and I think the manufacturers, Google, Microsoft, Apple, those guys have been in the security space long enough that they're aware of some of the dangers that are out there. I think who you need to watch are the new players in the field. I mentioned a moment ago the smart meters that are going into our homes, and a lot of these devices are designed to connect to all your appliances one day and tell you what the energy uses would be of those appliances, and also radio it back to your public utility. But they're not designed with security in mind. A lot of them are wide open, and they're broadcasting that data out there. I'd be more worried about those gadgets than these gadgets.
So don't buy smart meters?
No, well, that's something that has been decided by various local and state and federal governments. You can't really push back too much on that. But what I'm saying is be aware that we need to have more security in some of these devices that we're accepting. Yeah, it's going to make life a little more convenient, but it's also going to lower the bar for a criminal who, say, would like to turn off the power at your home, or would like to create a worm that would move from your device to another and turn off all the power in your neighborhood or in your city or in your state. So we haven't yet seen that, but it is certainly possible, and I've talked to researchers who have demonstrated that it is possible. We need to ask that when these devices are introduced, is there a security threshold, and are you observing that threshold?
Any other particular areas where gadgets are particularly liable to betray us?
Yeah, medical is another area. There's a great push to create electronic records and to make things a lot easier in hospitals and doctors' offices, having the data accessible at all times. Well, is it encrypted? Is the person authorized to be using it? These are basic things that need to be addressed, and I hope that the healthcare industries are doing that. At the end of the book, I talk about 2 or 3 alliances that are looking to secure medical devices. So I'm confident that going forward, they will do that. The same with automobiles. We had the problem with the Toyotas a few years ago, last year, where the brake pedals were firing or misfiring. And now the transportation agencies in Washington are actually calling in some of the researchers that I talked to in the book that have hacked into cars. Cars have up to 70 different computer units in the average car today. And any one of those are vulnerable points of entry for someone to get in and mess around with your car. It could be as simple as turning the volume up very loud or turning lights off while you're driving. But it could be more dangerous. They could randomly fire the brakes on your car and cause a collision or worse.